Hey everyone! This is a video tutorial for writers about the new Unique Article Wizard content orders. Unique Article Wizard is a mass article marketing solution which basically takes 3 articles and swaps the paragraphs around to create a new unique article. The system relies on the articles being rewrites of each other with no changes to paragraph or content order. If the articles aren't written correctly, the articles will not make sense when UAW swaps the paragraphs around. This makes it crucial that articles are written correctly. To begin, there is a new UAW tab found on the Writer Write Content page. Every writer can see this tab, however, only writers Tier 2 and above can write UAW orders. There are 2 levels of quality when it comes to UAW orders, Standard and High. All Tier 2 and above writers can access standard quality UAW orders. Tier 3 and above writers can access high quality orders. This, of course, is the same as standard orders right now, so there isn't any change. Consider high quality orders as Tier 3 or excellent articles and standard orders as great or Tier 2 articles. When it comes to the new orders, most clients will be ordering set type orders. Set orders consist of 1 unique article and 2 rewrites based on the client's topic and instructions. The rewrites will have the same number of paragraphs and content order as the first unique article. Article type orders are no different than standard articles that you write now. The only thing you should be aware of is the number of paragraphs, which is based on word count. We'll go over this later in the video. Let's get started and pick this order up. You should be fairly familiar with this type of writing screen. As usual, there is an unassigned link which you can use at any time while writing the order. If you feel you do not have enough time to write the article, feel free to unassign yourself. This, of course, will improve turnaround times and make the clients happier. Happy clients make for happy writers. As we look further on the page, you'll see that there is an ID, the client ID, topic, word count, type, and compensation for the order. The topic is the subject of the article you're writing. The topic, along with the instructions, will help you determine how to write an article that will best please our clients. If you're confused by the topic or the instructions, please contact support right away. We're here to help, and we rarely bite. Word count is the minimum required word count for the order, as you probably guessed. The type lists the type of order you're writing, which includes the quality level and the type. In this case, it's a set. Of course, everyone's favorite part, compensation is how much you'll be paid for completing the order and getting it approved by the client. Please be aware that the order must be approved before you're paid. UAW orders have the same 72-hour approval time limit, which you are probably familiar with. If you're not, now you know. Next, you'll see the instructions. As you can see here, these are the default instructions which are provided by TCA. Always make sure you read the instructions and follow what is written. Believe it or not, the client actually does want you to read them. When you read the instructions, you make the client very happy. And again, happy clients make happy writers. Further along, you will see that there is a paragraph requirement for the order. This order requires at least 13 paragraphs. If you don't write at least 13 paragraphs, the article will not submit. You may notice that headings, bullets, and lists may count as multiple paragraphs. However, don't count these as multiple paragraphs yourself. Bullet points should be counted as only 1 paragraph. The reason you should do this is because the client is expecting a number of full-length paragraphs based on the word count they purchased. In this case, the client will be expecting at least 13 full-length paragraphs. They would expect this because of how UAW works. So, to avoid needless revision requests, write the number of full-length paragraphs based on the number shown below. In this case, 13. To the right of the instructions, you will see keywords and URLs. You could ignore the URLs entirely. The keywords, however, while not required, are recommended, and should be placed in the article at least once if possible. Of course, everything I just said here can be superseded by the client instructions, so again, make sure you read those instructions. Do not get caught with your pants down. If the client did not order any resource boxes, you will not see any keywords or URLs here. Finally, probably a writer favorite is the countdown timer. This is how much time you have left to complete the order. If you do not finish on time, you will be automatically unassigned with a frowny face. As mentioned, when writing your article, you will need to write the number of paragraphs required. Be aware that the heading should not count towards your paragraph total, and bullet points/lists only count as one paragraph. This is a vital part of UAW orders, and clients will have high expectations regarding this. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll be using gibberish text. You, of course, will be expected to write high-quality, understandable content for your orders. Besides the point of the client sending a revision request, you probably won't be paid if you use gibberish text. Once we are satisfied with the article, and I guarantee you I'm pretty satisfied right now, we will submit it. Be sure to check for grammar and spelling errors. If you haven't loaded up Microsoft Word and checked, you probably should now. At this time, the article will be checked for plagiarism. On the next page, you will face a familiar screen. Doesn't it look like the screen we were just on? It, however, is different. This page will be for writing rewrites. When we scroll down, we'll see the first article that we wrote. Isn't it a beauty? We will be using this article for the 2 rewrites for the UAW order. Each rewrite needs to be written at the paragraph level. This means each article will read the same way from a paragraph standpoint. For example, paragraph 1 in article 1 should be paragraph 1 in article 2, except rewritten, of course. If you use bullet points in the first article, they must be found in the same place and in the same sequential order in the second and third articles. Any changes to the paragraph sequence will cause UAW to make nonsense articles and will result in very unhappy clients. So, double check and make sure that you are writing the paragraphs in the same order for each rewrite. Once these rewrites are complete, we may discover that there are extra titles and resource boxes to write. This part of the order is optional for clients, so you may not see any. However, for the sake of this tutorial, we have both extra titles and resource boxes to write. The extra titles are as if you're writing titles for the 3 articles. Each title needs to be written on its own line. Creativity is a must with these titles. If they are too much the same, they will not pass the submission. The best way to write these titles is to vary the length. Write some titles that are 4 words long, some that are 5, some 6, etc., until you have met the requirements. Resource boxes are a bit more tricky. However, we're too good for simple tricks. Resource boxes contain text which encourage the reader to read more about the given topic on the client's website. Resource boxes need to be written so that they're engaging to the reader and the reader wants to click the links inside. Resource boxes are expected to be about 40 words long. There is a link here to the Unique Article Wizard website. I highly recommend reading this article before you start writing the resource boxes. This may save you from a client revision request. There is one peculiar thing about writing the resource boxes. Instead of writing the keywords, you will be using placeholder text. For example, bracket keyword 1 bracket. These placeholders will automatically turn into a link as shown in the preview area below. If they are not changing, there is probably a typo or you did it wrong. During this process, you want to make sure that the resource box makes sense in the context of the keyword. This order requires 10 resource boxes, so we'll be writing 10. Like the titles, each one gets its own separate line. They're a little selfish like that. When we're done, we will submit the UAW article by clicking the button below. An important part of this process is crossing our fingers. This is an official The Content Authority method of getting articles to pass submission. If we're awesome, which I can guarantee you are since you're watching this video, the article will pass submission and you will return to the queue. At this time, you'll probably grab another order and start making even more money. Well, that's it. If you have any problems or questions, please contact support@thecontentauthority.com where our staff will be glad to help you out. Thanks for watching and happy writing!